Hi everyone and welcome back to a new video. So I thought about doing a voiceover for once because I don't know, I just felt like it. But the first book we finished in the month of August was The Beauty of Darkness, which is the third book in the Remnant Chronicles series and also the last book except a novella, but that's like more of a prequel. And this is my favorite fantasy book of the year, maybe even my favorite book of the whole year. But yeah, everything that I wanted to happen happened. Every emotion that I could feel, I felt. This is an amazing book. I love this series so much, and I can't wait to start the duology that comes after this, which is Dance of Thieves and Vow of Thieves. But yeah, I ate this book up, and it was a pretty long book, but I wish there was even more to the book. And I'm also very happy because the author noticed my post on Instagram, so I'm very happy that she saw it. So yeah. For this review spread, I decided to use the map of like the world, because for the other two review spreads in the series, I couldn't really use the map because I always thought about maybe adding like a little map, but I wanted it big, so I was like, why not put it in the middle? So what I did for Gallant in January, I did here for The Beauty of Darkness, but then with the fantasy map. And I also add the two flags of Dalbreg and Morrighan, because I already used the flag of Venda for the previous review spread of the series. And I really like how this spread turned out. Like, I also love how neutral the end result is of this like whole spread. And I also got to use my own stickers, but you will see that soon. Yeah, enjoy how I make this spread. Okay, so if I could change one thing about this spread though, is probably that I would have liked the map to be a bit lower, to be more in the middle or something, because right now with the title at the top, the bottom looks very empty, but with the review printed off and put in there, it always feels more completed, but right now what you're seeing, it feels pretty empty at the bottom, but I still really liked how it turned out. But yeah, that's just one thing I would change, is put the map a bit lower. And here you can see me using my own sticker sheet, which is called A Touch of Fantasy, and you can find it on my shop emmasdev.com. And I really like these stickers because it's like fantasy, obviously, and they really fitted with this book. Even the dragon fitted with this book. If you know, you know, but I just didn't find the correct place for it, so I just didn't use that one. But I'm really happy with how the sticker sheet turned out. The next book of the month of August is Morrighan, so the prequel I was talking about. It's like a short novella, and I thought I wasn't really gonna like it as much as the original trilogy, but I really liked this one as well. It was short, obviously, so I wish there was a bit more, but I still really like how we got to see like the story of Morrighan and how Morrighan like started up the kingdom of Morrighan, you know. And it was also a love story, and I really enjoyed it. And it was also a bit sad, obviously, but yeah, I still really enjoyed it. Also, you see me giving this 3.75 stars, and I think for some people this might be a lower rating, but for me this is like basically a 4-star, so basically a very good book. But yeah, sometimes I just feel like not giving a 4-star because I didn't get that feeling, you know? So yeah, that's why I only gave it 3.75, but there's nothing wrong with the book. I really enjoyed it. It wasn't just like that book, you know? Like the other books in the trilogy, this was just a bit less. Also, the star rating stickers you see me using all the time are also my own that you can find on my shop soon. And I really like using them because when I used to draw them, they always looked wonky, and I don't really mind drawings looking wonky because it's your own drawing, you know? But these stickers just make it so much easier, to be honest. And here, for the review spread, I basically used the cover because I own this physical book and the cover is so gorgeous. And I used like the top of the cover and the bottom, but I made the bottom into the corner, but normally it's like the whole bottom. And the title that's normally in the middle, I just put it on top of the top part, which I wish I'd done differently because now it's like pretty dark and it's like pretty into the background. I wish I kept like a little white border so you could see it a bit better. But yeah, maybe that's just me, you know, but I still really liked how it turned out. But yeah, maybe that white border would have helped. Okay, the next book is Beg, Borrow, or Steal, which is the first romance of this month, and I really like this. The second book in the series, which is, by the way, called When in Rome, but the second book, Practice Makes Perfect, is still one of my most favorite romance books. So I was scared I wasn't gonna like this one a lot because it's like one of the sisters of the second book, obviously. And I didn't really like this sister. I didn't hate her, but I didn't really like her, so I was scared I wasn't gonna like connect with the sister in this one. But I connected so much more with her than I thought I would, and her and the main character of the second book equals me, basically. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one. Also, you see me giving this book yet again 3.75 stars, but after going through my annotations again, I gave it a different rating, a higher one, because it was just better than the 3.75 stars that I gave it. So yeah, you'll probably see that later. I didn't film it that I changed it, but you can see it has changed throughout the video if you pay attention. I'm also adding like the series tracker with the 2 books, and then the 3rd one in blue because that's the one I actually read this year. For this review spread, I just decided to put it in the middle because the 2 characters on the picture that you see me putting down is actually from the book cover itself, and I really liked that idea, so I thought why not make the aesthetic of the book in between of them instead of a wall. So I decided to do that, and you can also see me changing the spread later into the video because I kind of did not like how red it looked, but that's only with the review in it, but you will see that later. The next book that I finished was Billy Summers by Stephen King. It was my first Stephen King book because I also heard like in 2023 that it was like the least scary one, just not a horror book, and also someone who explained what the book was about. Like it really interested me, so I bought it when I was in New York in 2023, and also you can see me putting my hands up to show like a cover, which is gonna be Circe, but I'm just gonna say it because you will see it later in the video. But yeah, this book, I really liked it, but also not like wow. It was like really slow, but maybe that's just the writing of Stephen King, I don't know, because it's my first book. But yeah, nothing really happened, but I listened to the audiobook, which made it better, I think, because I think if I would have read this physically, I would have DNF'd it because it's so slow and nothing really is happening. But then yet again, exciting things are happening and you're like on the edge of your seat, but it's just really slow and long. But I really liked this book, just not wow, and I thought it would be like a 5-star read for me, you know, so it felt a bit less than I thought it would, but it was still a great book, and I can finally cross it off my physical TBR, which is always an amazing feeling. Also, I annotate my books with tabs, and this book looks so silly because I only had like 8 tabs into the book, and the book is like 600 pages or something, but it looks really silly because all my other books have like a million tabs. So this one, yeah, I just didn't have a lot to highlight, I guess. And also for this spread, I decided, first I wanted to make a double spread, but I realized pretty quickly when I finished the book that that just wasn't going to happen because I didn't really had a lot to say about the book. But I thought a half spread was going to be too little. So you can see me like making a flap out of this, like what you can see me doing right now. But later into the video, you can see me sticking it down. Sorry for the spoilers. But I just thought maybe I can just fit everything into that one corner instead of making that flap, because that's just too much space. Like I don't have a lot to say, you know? Which is funny because sometimes I need like 3 flaps to have my whole review put in there, and for this book I literally stuck the flap down because I didn't have a lot to say. I also want to mention that I really like the cover of this book, like with the car riding over the words and just like the cover overall, so I decided to use like the middle part where the car is riding over the words. But yeah, I really like how this spread turned out, even though it's pretty simple and pretty like tiny because it's only on one page, but I still really like it. Okay, so next you can see me that I ripped off this cover that was recommended by my dad, but I was never gonna buy that book, to be honest, so I decided to change it to Circe, which was also recommended by a coworker of mine, actually multiple coworkers. And I was like, okay, I'm finally gonna give it a chance. It was on my shelves for such a long time, and I'm so glad I gave it a chance because it was such a good book. It was definitely my second favorite of the whole month, together with like The Beauty of Darkness, obviously. And it was just amazing. I don't know why I kept it on my shelf for so long. Well, I actually do know, because I know that I was gonna be obsessed with like mythology, Greek mythology, stuff like that. Once I started one book of that genre, and it definitely proved me right, because now I'm literally TBRing every mythology book that I see, and I'm obsessed. And I knew I was gonna be obsessed because I can never like a thing just a normal amount. But yeah, this was the first book, and I'm glad this was my first one in this genre because it was such a good one and so much better than I thought it would be. I actually feel bad that I thought I was gonna hate this book, but it was so good, and I was also happy that I could talk about this book with some co-workers of mine. And that's also why I started Circe before the Song of Achilles, because I already knew I was gonna like the Song of Achilles, so I thought, why not start with Circe? Because I for real thought I wasn't gonna like it, but I ate it up, as I already said. But yeah, now you can see me making the review spread on Canva, which I mostly never film, but I thought, why not film it for once and see what you guys think of it. And if you want to see me do this like more times, like for other books that I read in the future, I can film it as well. It's just a screen recording, so it's not that hard. My Canva is kind of acting up the last few days though, because every time I have it open with like one other app open, like Spotify or something, it just crashes down and like my process is like kind of gone. So yeah, that was kind of a hassle. So I just don't listen to Spotify anymore, but it's kind of annoying because sometimes I just want to do multiple things at once, you know, so that's pretty annoying. But yeah, here you can basically see me making the review spread before I print it off and stick it into my journal. So yeah, I thought, why not show it for once? You know, first I had this idea of just taking a big fan art of Circe with like a lion or something and put it like just bake into the review spread, but it just wouldn't fit, and the fan art that I wanted to use just wasn't removing the background as I wanted it to. So I ended up just doing like a bit of aesthetic of the book on the left side and a bit of aesthetic on the right side, and it's like a boring spread, to be honest, but I still really like how it turned out. But it's just like my basic review spreads, I guess, because most of my review spreads look like this. But yeah, I wish I had like one big fan art in it, but I think this is still like my favorite review spread and the Beauty of Darkness ones, which is actually kind of funny because it's one of my favorite books of the month, so they deserve to have a beautiful spread. I also went to Crete twice already in my life, but I would love to go back after I've like consumed more mythology books, because I just know I want to go be on Crete then, you know. But I also want to go to Greece, obviously, but I also want to go to Italy, which is a completely different thing, but you know what I mean. here you can see me adding a little flap to the bookshelf because I was running out of space. I only had like a few books left, which were saved for the other books in the series that I already put the books from underneath, or something like the Hunger Games and the Queen's Rising. So yeah, I wanted to save those for the other books in that set series, so I just needed to add a flap. And right now I only colored in one side of that flap, but I think if I need more space, I can just color in the other side of the flap as well. But yeah, I was also so happy that I still got every material that I used for this bookshelf, because my gold marker is almost empty, so I was really happy I still could use that one. And also the blue stickers from Ikigai Papier, I also still had enough, which is amazing, because I was scared Past Me just used it all up, but luckily Past Me saved me for now. But yeah, so enjoy the process of me coloring all the books in. Okay, so the next book is A Study in Drowning, and I had really high hopes for this book, but also, yeah, I had really high hopes. I also have this like beautiful special edition of it, and I got so let down. Like, did I even consume the same book as the other people that are obsessed with this book? Because it just did not hit for me. The only thing I really liked about this book was how relatable the main character was, with like her sleeping problems and stuff like that. But for the rest, the plot of the book, as if it was like a Wattpad book being published without being read through and edited through, just published, without giving it a second look, which was pretty weird because it felt like so much stuff was missing, but I can't like really pinpoint it, but just plot holes, but also not plot holes, just things missing, I don't know how to explain it, but this book was a disappointment for me, sadly. And I really wanted to love this book, so it was a sad time, because in the beginning I even wanted to DNF it, but then I got excited again about the book, and then it just went downhill, to be honest. So maybe I should have just DNF'd it, but also not, because the main character was really relatable and she said some relatable quotes. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep like my physical copy, but I think I just might unhaul the special edition, even though it's one of the most gorgeous editions ever in my book collection. But yeah, it's just really sad. But yeah, sometimes you just get disappointed by some books. We have arrived at the last book of the month, which was The Wall of Winnipeg and Me, and this one was also on my shelf for a big while. And I've heard that this author is like the queen of slow burn, and I'm a slow burn girly. Like, I love slow burn. I actually hate a romance book when they get together and there's still pages left. Like, no, I don't want to read you being together. I just want to read the pacing of them getting together. Wait, not the pacing, like the way of them getting together, I guess. But yeah, and she's definitely the slow burn queen, because they only, spoiler, so skip like 20 seconds ahead, I guess, but spoiler, they get together only at the very end, which was exciting. The only other book that this happened to that I also really liked was Better Than the Movies. Like, I just love those type of books that they only get together at the end, because no, I don't want to read you being happy together, no. But yeah, I'm definitely picking up from Look Off with Love from this author, because I've heard that people like that one a lot, even more than this one. And this one, I really enjoyed it. The main character was also like just a normal main character, not too outgoing, not too shy, just a normal one, which was also quite fun to read about for once. And yeah, the romance was also really great, and but yeah, it was also nothing really special. So yeah, I thought I would like it more, but I'm also not like upset with how it turned out to be. It was just a normal great book, nothing special, but also not like bad or something. Okay, so I just finished all of my review spreads, but then I look back to this and I think the red is like too busy or something. I don't know if it's just because I don't really like the color, so I just printed the review off again, and I think I might just stick this over the red one. Let's see if I like this more. I think I like it a bit more. It's still not like my vibe, but I think I'm just gonna do it like this. I think I might have to rip it off because it isn't the same height, because this sentence is over there. Whoops. Yes, I think I need to rip this off. But then I look back to this one, and here I do like the red because it has more red accents, but here it's just like too much, I think, so I'm just gonna put these there. So yeah. Now we have arrived at the flip through of this month. I will not talk in this flip through, so just enjoy. Bye!